Warning: the following content contains a lot of spoilers. If you don't want to get spoiled, feel free to click off this video and watch a different video of mine. You're free to come back here after you completed the anime. Viewers' discretion is advised. Wow, twice in a row I review a romantic anime. I usually wouldn't watch romance animes because it's not my genre. However, ever since I started this series, it doesn't matter what anime I review. So let's get right to the introduction. Tomo-chan wa女の子, also known as Tomo-chan Is a Girl, is based on a manga series written by Fumita Yanagida. It spanned 8 volumes and 51 chapters from 2015 to 2019, while the anime series was released in 2023 and lasted only 13 episodes. It was animated by Deuce. Just like I said in my previous video, I am unfamiliar with the other animes they have animated, so I will not mention any here. Anyways, let's get right to reviewing. We start the anime with a love confession from a tomboy named Tomo, who is confessing her love to her childhood friend, June. However, June misunderstands her love confession, believing it was a joke and something funny Tomo said. So unfortunately for Tomo, she has to go along as good friends with June. We get introduced to one of Tomo's friends named Misuzu, and Misuzu is low-key a rude girl. She has a cold attitude towards everyone, no matter how hard you try to be nice to her. But usually, she would try to help Tomo make June see her as a girl when Tomo asks her for help, but it will usually fail. But June on the other hand, he's never clueless and he always holds back. He's afraid of hurting Tomo. He doesn't know how to treat her differently without ruining their friendship, and he believes he has to be stronger than her to be with her. June also gets pretty jealous when a guy is close to Tomo. An example of June getting jealous is when this guy Kosuke is near Tomo. Kosuke is the captain of the karate club that Tomo is also in, which explains why Tomo is near him most of the time. But let me explain more. We also have this transverse foreign student named Carol. Carol is a cheerful and airheaded girl who comes from a rich family, making her extremely extroverted towards everyone. She ends up being friends with Tomo, Misuzu, and June. Now, let me explain what happens in the middle of the story. It was later confirmed that both June and Misuzu dated while in middle school, but it lasted only 3 days because June didn't see Misuzu as the girl he wanted to be with, since June's idea for his dates would involve physical activities. Since Misuzu is a small girl and isn't perfect for those type of dates, he decided to break up with her. The motive behind June dating Misuzu was that he wanted Tomo out of his head, which leads me to explain why June wanted Tomo out of his mind. Throughout their childhood, June moved to a neighborhood where he still lives today, and his next door neighbor is Tomo. June saw Tomo as a boy due to her appearance as a child, so June assumed Tomo was a boy this whole time, until middle school came around. Tomo was wearing a girl's uniform, and this made June embarrassed and confused seeing her like this. So during most of middle school, June avoided Tomo due to the possible fear of bullying and possible rumors of both of them dating. But thankfully, June apologized to Tomo for avoiding her for a year, and they eventually made up. Now let's go back to the present time. Remember how I said Misuzu was a rude person? Well, this is where she crosses the line. At some point, she lied to Carol by saying that Kosuke never returned her feelings, but this was a setup for both of them to be together. In the end, both Carol and Kosuke ends up together and they become each other's fiancés. This made Carol upset at Misuzu for a bit, but they calmed down and went back to normal. This is the final part I will explain last. In the last few episodes, June started to feel regretful of not accepting Tomo's love for him and he started to realize he has feelings for her for a while, but never said anything. When June tells Tomo that information, she gets upset with him and turns him down. But in the last episode, June fights Tomo's father and manages to defeat him. That means the anime ends with both June and Tomo becoming official couples and together forever. What a way to explain the plot. So let's move on with the animation. The animation is good. It's pretty generic just like every other normal anime. Not so much to it other than I can say it's just good itself. No low quality content or anything wrong with it. So let's move on to the opening and ending themes. The opening song is pretty good and comforting to listen to. It is performed by Mahara-chan, and this is his first single he performed. There are 2 ending themes, so let's go through the first one. The first ending theme sounds pretty cute and is sung by Tomo, Misuzu, and Kuro's voice actresses, so it fits really well. The second ending is a special ending theme for episode 10, and it is sung by Jun, Kosuke, and Tatsumi's voice actor. Oh, I forgot to mention Tatsumi in the plot. Tatsumi is a flirty guy who mostly tries to rizz Misuzu up, but fails all the time. So yeah, let's move on to the voice acting. The voice acting is good and pretty funny to watch. Every character has the perfect voice for their appearance, especially Carol's voice. Her voice is pretty cute and is fitting since she is a playful and cheerful girl. Also, Tomo's voice makes me laugh in some scenes when she's usually with Jun. So yeah, let's move on to the pacing. The pacing is pretty fast and it's perfect to watch, but I would not say it's as fast as Inuyashiki since that anime felt like I was watching 5-minute episodes. Tomo-chan Is a Girl episodes felt like 10 to 15 minutes in my opinion. So yeah, let's go to my final review. Time for my final review for Tomo-chan Is a Girl. I'm placed in Tomo-chan Is a Girl on Please Watch This Immediately, just behind Girls Last Tour. I don't have any complaints with the anime since I enjoyed it, so yeah, time for my outro. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. And also, follow my Twitter and Twitch account. And please subscribe to my video on demand account if you want to see my past Twitch streams there. So yeah, this is Enjeru, signing off.